Now, in Job chapter 17, Job is continuing his conversation, his discussion of philosophy. And this one's going to get more into understanding the sorrow of death. So, something that's really interesting that we can talk about as we go along. Verse 1, my breath is corrupt, my days are extinct, the graves are ready for me. So he's kind of like, I'm on the verge of dying, like my health is bad, everything has gone bad. I'm just waiting for death to come, basically. Just waiting for it to happen. It hasn't happened yet. Verse 2, are there not mockers with me, and doth not mine eye continue in their provocation? Uh, he's got people, his friends are kind of scornful with him. They're kind of mocking him rather than consoling him. Verse 3, so that's kind of like adding insult to injury, really. Verse 3, lay down now, put me in a surety with thee. Who is he that will strike hands with me? For thou hast hid their heart from understanding, therefore thou shalt not exalt them. This is a conversation he's having somewhat with God in here. Put me in a surety with thee. Talking about, let me die, put me in a grave, and let me be in a place where you will remember me and know that I am okay for the next life. For thou hast hid their heart from me, therefore thou shalt. He's talking about his friends. They don't understand, God, who you are and what your plan is. Verse 5, he that speaketh flattery to his friends, even the eyes of his children shall fail. He hath made me also a byword of the people, and aforetime I was as a tabret. So verse 6 is interesting because a tabret is, if I remember right, kind of like a tambourine. It's a musical instrument, basically. And he says, I used to be like a musical instrument, meaning people loved to hear me speak. They love to hear my voice. They love talking with me and working with me. And now the people hate me. They judge me. They put me down. This kind of idea of again, there's this philosophy of, oh, if you're being punished, you must be wicked. And let's avoid him. He is weird. He is dangerous. He might infect us. Oh, we hate this. No, 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 no. Don't come near us. He's been pushed away by everybody in his life, basically. Mine eyes, verse 7, mine eye also is dim by reason of sorrow, and all my members are as a shadow. Members meaning my body, as a shadow. They're frail, we're weak, we're gray, we're passing away. Verse 8, upright men shall be astonished at this, and the innocent shall stir up himself against the hypocrite. The righteous also shall hold on his way, and he that hath clean hands shall be stronger and stronger. Talking about as you are righteous, as you are doing good things, there's strength and there is comfort and support. Verse 10, but as for you all, do ye return and come now, for I cannot find one wise man among you. So he's like, guys, you just don't understand what's going on here. You don't understand me. Again, his friends are coming from their perspective of wealth and abundance, and this idea of the gospel of prosperity, that if I'm prospering, I am blessed of God. If I'm not prospering, I'm cursed of God. That is the very fundamental concept of this idea of the gospel of prosperity. That is a false teaching. False teaching. Do not believe in the gospel of prosperity. It does not work. Okay, God blesses and challenges his people. Just because you're being challenged doesn't mean you're hated of God or you're wicked of God or being punished by God. It could mean you are on a trial of faith. God is helping you to move you to another level, a higher level of faith. That's that faith crisis. So you can't judge your relationship with God based upon the prosperity or lack of prosperity in your life. That's not appropriate. Your relationship with God isn't dependent upon the stuff you have in life at all. At all. You can be blessed by God to have more abundance of stuff. You can be cursed by God to have less abundance of stuff. And both of those situations can be for your eternal benefit. Very important. You can also be cursed by God with abundance and cursed by God with lack. The stuff doesn't matter. It's that relationship you have with God that matters. So we have to flip that narrative, and the gospel of prosperity keeps it focused on the stuff as the way we measure our connection with God. And that's not true. That is not true at all. And that's the challenge that Job is bringing up with his friends here is they're thinking his lack of stuff means he's punished by God, and he's going, that's not right. That's not right. There's greater plan in place here. He says, okay, verse 11, my days are past, my purposes are broken off, even the thoughts of my heart. They change the night into day. The light is short because of darkness. If I wait, the grave is mine house. I have made my bed in the darkness. So he's prepared. He's ready to die. He's ready to done. My life is done. My life is over. I don't need to live anymore. I'm ready to go to the next world. I'm ready to leave. Basically, he's not afraid of dying and moving on. Verse 13, I just read that one. Verse 14, excuse me. I have said to corruption, thou art my father. To the worm, thou art my mother and my sister. So again, he's ready to die. He's ready to let his mortal body decompose and go away. Verse 15, and where is now my hope? As for my hope, who shall see it? They shall go down to the bars of the pit when our rest together is in the dust. You know, when I look at this chapter 17, I think of people that I have known in my life who have passed away. And if they read this chapter towards the end of their life, they would probably agree exactly with Job. And you know, they would read this and go, yeah, I totally empathize with Job right here. I'm ready to go, ready to be done. So really interesting that the perspective that we get of life when we're at the end of our life. And there's some good lessons we can learn from this. As for people who are still living and progressing in their life, what can you learn from this, from understanding a perspective of about to die? How does that help you live more in your life from those people that are in Job's situation? So I look forward to seeing that in the comments as well, your thoughts. So let's jump over to chapter 18 as we continue this on.